Hey, this is Milz from America. We're back with another interview. I think this is number 19. Earlier today, I interviewed Merc, who's also something called Crewruu. So if you haven't seen his interview, it's not. It should be up by the time you all watch this one. And we're going to talk about what Merc and Tonker have in common. There's something called the Crewruu. We'll all get to that later. But for right now, we are interviewing.
Tonker from the UK.
Yeah. Yep. So it's all in the spirit of
Yeah.
motivation, education, and inspiration. I got to type those three words in the description from now on. Okay. First question I started asking everyone about 10 people back was the meaning behind your stage name.
So I don't know if you're familiar with Tonker Toys. I'm sure that it's actually an American company. They make, just like normal like trucks, diggers, fire trucks, that kind of thing. But they're like there's a lot more metal to them rather than plastic, so they're quite sturdy. They're for quite destructive kids. But um yeah, I had a PC game like this. This was probably about 15 years ago now. Called Tonka Firefighter, where you used to go about putting fires out in this truck, like proper old PC game. And when I was setting up my first email, my AOL email, still rock it now. Um, I had Tonka as my email. I just randomly chose it, just something at the time. Now my mates call me Tonka, but they know me as Tonka with an A. I changed to ER just in case I got really famous. I mean, a long way away, but you never know. So for copyright, I put it as ER. So it's not the most interesting meaning, but that's just where it came from. My mates all call me it. So yeah.
I'm really glad I started asking that question several people back. Yep, because I had no idea. I mean, usually I'm semi good at guessing, but yeah, I had no idea. All right. Next question. A non beatbox background about yourself. So this can be doesn't have to be super personal. Some people chose to answer this like with musical influences. It's all up to you.
So I played clarinet a lot when I was younger. So I always had the musical background. I played that for probably about 8 years through school. I was also in a couple choirs. I was in a barber shop like KBA. It was a bit different because there was a few more people. It was almost a small choir, but it was called barber shop. So I had the singing backgrounds, and yeah, just always listen to music so much. Play Guitar Hero. It's just go to festivals, raves, nights. I don't really get enough of it really. That's music for me.
I
And
did
then
flute. I still do flute, so
oh,
shut like woodwind buddies. It's funny. I think wondering how many other beatboxers have also done clarinets. I know Chris Solis. I think he still does it. He, he's a music teacher.
yeah.
Um, So yeah, and I've always been jealous of clarinetists because like your lip muscles are like have to be rock solid in order to sound good and to just keep your stamina. So flute, we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I got good lips. I got good lips. It'd be good
Well,
to beatbox there with the flute. I wish I could do that. That'd be so cool. Seeing that done.
yeah,
Do a recorder as well, don't they? That'd be pretty sick.
well, yeah, because like the recorder stuff, like people are doing it like through their nose and stuff, so that way their mouth is fully ready to
Yeah.
do everything. Um, I had so like if you've seen those viral Inspector Gadget things, like with the flute guy doing it. Um, Now that's not as clean because like you're having you well like because for that you actually have to use your mouth for clarinet. Oh my God, there's this. Was it 12 years ago? 11 years ago, I actually did this clarinet beatbox thing. It was trash. It was trash. I don't know if you ever want
I
to.
bet it's I bet it's hard though. You've got a lot less maneuverability, and you've got to be more accurate with a reed as well than like compared to a flute. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
bit
I feel
difficult.
bad for all the reed people because especially like with an oboe and bassoon double reed, if that's not wet enough, you're screwed.
It's a real strange part of playing an instrument is just licking a bit of wood. when you first get a new bit of wood and just getting a bit of wet. It's strange part of music.
That's
But I
cool.
do
You
what you got
mentioned
to do.
barbershop, and like a choir. I don't know, like maybe I haven't listened to enough of your stuff. Um, I think you do sing, but I feel like I haven't heard you harmonize as much. But like we'll eventually get into
Yeah.
we'll eventually get into your loop style. But yeah, I'm excited to get there. Okay. So next question, your solo beatbox background.
Not really much of it. I did start solo before I did loops, but I mean, not really that much different in time frame. And I literally beatbox around the house everywhere, but I've never really paid attention to tutorials or got into competitions. I mainly just stick to the loops really. But yeah, I always just kind of practice around the house, just discover new things just from what I've seen or just what I discover, just kind of in my mouth just when I'm doing it. I do a lot in the shower. And that's pretty much how I got into it. I went from singing in the shower to beatboxing and
Yep, same
still
here.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the reverb in the back in the bathroom it makes you sound sick, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, especially the Reaps documentary first episode when he talks about like going back to his apartment and like the particular like the hallway and how just even just a normal boots and cats basic pattern is just nice.
Yeah, it's crazy how much like a room can
And
make. It's
especially
pretty
with the
mad.
falsetto, like the higher frequency than the nicer than the more reverb you're gonna need. So
Mm. Get some show going in a nice big bathroom or garage.
so I kind of did like the 80 Fits, Rubik's, Tyler W. Did you ever do do those types of basic tutorials, or did you just kind of have like the UK mates kind of help you?
So if I have gone on one, it's usually the Tyler W ones. I think just because when you type it in, they're what come in. I've done a couple of Darnies as well, but I don't know. I feel like sometimes if you get it straight away, it's pretty good, and sometimes if you don't get it straight away, I just kind of give up. I'm not really like super into it to the point, but I really should. How long I've been doing it now? About 4 or 5 years. I really should be better than I am. So I probably should pay a bit more attention and yeah.
So you said like 4 or 5 years of knowing like the boots and cats, but then what about your and this takes us into our next question, like the 505 background. It's like some people started with chaos pads, some people did like the really old school I think it's RC 300 where like in order to do it vocally like we do the 505 you have to like punch the things down. So what so if you want to kind of like give us a nice perfect segue from like the 4 to 5 years ago of boots and cats into now.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess something I missed before. The first solo beatboxer I saw was Beardy Man. Saw him on a talent show called When Will I Be Famous. It was actually really good, but it only got one series. This was back in like '06, and he went on with his hood up. He did this like radio station thing, just switching between channels, doing random stuff. Never seen beatboxing before. I thought it was, I was absolutely amazed by it. I think I must have been about 10 at the time. And then I don't know, never really got into it from there. But it was when I saw Dub FX on YouTube. I'm sure it's been the same for a lot of people. I just saw that and I was like, I want to do that. So it was just over 4 years ago. I finished uni and get like a student loan. Now our uni kind of finished in May, so, and you got your final student loan in like thirds, but the last third kind of covered you for summer as well. So with that, I bought an RC 505. Now, I got it. I was amazed by it, but I didn't really know how to use it because it was early days. There was no tutorials really. It wasn't until Forsen brought out the that 8 steps thing where I actually learned how to make tracks different lengths. It was revolutionary for me. As I say, back then you could still only have like one effect on. Like this was before the update. So I think I did release a track kind of about 3 or 4 years ago. It's surprisingly okay. I mean, the beatboxing on it is tame. It's very poor. The actual track's okay. And I put that on YouTube. That's just like filming off the speakers, but it surprisingly came out all right. And then, yeah, got the update. I didn't really know how to do it. I was like asking Balance, like, how do you get multiple Brandon, because he was then, how do you get multiple effects on? And he was like, oh, go on the settings, do this and this. And I'm doing it. I'm like, why isn't it doing it? And it turns out I had to do the update to like plug it into the computer, do this. And then suddenly I got multiple effects. And I was like, right, now we're rocking now. And all the updated effects as well. There was no like roll or like granular delay or ring mod or anything like that before. That was revolutionary. It's a shame there has
Did
been
you
another
just say
update.
no granular delay? What are we going to do without granular delay?
It's live. I mean, I don't really use it much. To be fair, I really should because it's quite a good one. But
Clockworks
I don't actually
says,
use it.
"Are you? Is this a joke to you?" That's what Clockworks says to you.
Does he use it? I've not.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what he does. That's his thing.
um, yeah, and then I got Chaos Pad about this time last year, but I never actually turned it on until kind of December time. Because just never got around to setting it up. And then after UK Champs, I got Crewruu to help me with the setup because I just didn't know about wires or music tech or anything like that. So I got it set up. I had quite a bit of fun with that, and then I was thinking about selling it. Now I've got the Helix, but I keep it. It's got some cool little different things on it. I just keep it. If I am still going on the voice, if I do get through, then I'll probably use that as opposed to the Helix.
Yeah, I mean the Helix. I don't know. Frosty's just like a mastermind of that thing. But to be fair, like I mean, he spends
Yeah,
hours and hours a day just crafting the sound design of it. It's insane.
that's the thing
Like,
with the Helix. Unlike the RC, the sounds aren't just. I mean, you can fiddle about with the settings on the RC and find new stuff, but on the Helix, it's not always just there for you. You've got to fiddle about so much. Like, I'm not sure how close I am to releasing anything on it. I've got a lot of playing about to do, and obviously I've got work and I'm quite busy in that as well, so I don't get much time. But once you do, and everything I hear from him at the moment is just like he won GBB online, but he's a real dark horse for when it gets on stage again.
yeah, and like that's always I've always just wondered that like his personality is so shy, but then um on stage I'm wondering like on an international stage, let alone the his UK stage. Um, I don't know. I guess when it comes to music,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
get
I mean, I wouldn't say he's shy. He's quite quiet or quite cold or frosty, as you could say. Just happy kind of in his own bubble. But like at UK Champs, he was moving, he was working the crowd. Um, and maybe not the same as like Brez or someone like that, but he can work a crowd. Not as I say, when he gets on that stage, he won't be shy of it. He'll be rocking it.
nice, nice. Hey, so this is kind of rewinding like 4 minutes ago. You said how Balance's stage name wasn't always Balance.
No, I don't know.
What?
He won't be bothered. He won't be bothered about me saying this. Yeah, he used to be Brandonk.
Oh, see, I always thought that was just like an inside thing. So, because Brandon Kerwin, Brandonk.
I mean, I'm
Okay,
pretty sure his first Swiss beatbox was Brandonk, or maybe it was just before when he first went on. I think.
so, so I mean, for him, wasn't 2018 like his big international thing? Whereas like 2016, 2017 was like when he was still like working the UK loops.
Yeah, he won it in 16, 17, or I think it might be 17 and 18 actually. Um, yeah, I mean he obviously put the time in straight away. He nailed it straight away, and he's a better beatboxer like solo than you realize as well. Um, yeah, he just found some special sounds on it straight away, and within months he was on Swiss Beatbox. Look at him now, so
Damn. Big op. Big op.
big up.
Too many ops. I don't know. I would say 10 big ops out of 10 big ops, but so many ops, I can't. I don't know.
Never, never enough ups.
All right. Okay. Now moving on to like your 505 kind of like projects that you're doing now, and also kind of mixing and asking me or asking you about your loop style. So you've been on Instagram a lot. You're on Guru's clip thing a lot since that launched a few months ago. YouTube originals, like you're talking about releasing releasing singles. So you want to talk about that, and then like your style if you have one.
I didn't actually really figure out how to record through USB until about just under a year ago. I got it sorted for UK champs. I mean, I have to use two separate laptops, one to film and one to do the sound, just because one can't recognize my RC and the other one doesn't have the memory or Audacity on it. But it all works fine. But yeah, our first release one on YouTube, I think it was kind of like 2017. They were okay. They were okay, and then I've started doing with USB audio, and they're just a lot better. I did a UK champs wild card. I didn't get in. Thought I was a bit hard done by. Maybe when I watch it back, it was probably a lot closer than I thought. But learned from it. I want to come back stronger this year, and I've had plenty to do in the meantime. I mean, it's just been good meeting the community as well. I didn't know anyone in the scene, and then I just randomly went to GBB last year, and then I met like the Beatbox International guys, a fair few other guys, chilled with Tyson a little bit, quite a bit, and then just basically got into all the national tournaments, just getting on stage, getting some experience. Just been really, really handy. I feel pretty comfortable on stage now, no problem. Setting up wild cards, and then there's been Crook as well, hasn't there? It's kind of mixed success in that. Some have gone better than I thought, some not as well as I thought, but and then also had the fiasco of Crook 4 with the lag. I was just like listening to Jack, just like, oh no, I can't believe it. Obviously, I could hear everything before and after fine, and then when I on the same happened, and I'm just like when I couldn't hear that people were like, Tonker, we can't hear you, Tonker, we can't hear you. I couldn't hear, and Guru called me, and I'm like, I'm like, could take it, but what if he's accidentally try to call Jack or something? It's called Clockworks. So I'll leave it. I ended up doing my full song, and it turns out it lagged out after about 30 seconds. So that was tough, but I'll come back stronger. I'd say better internet, but I mean this internet isn't great either. It might be the fact we were in a Zoom chat at the same time. It could have been that.
Yeah. Like when I used to do Discord tourneys, I mean, technically, I still kind of have ideas and plans, but when I used to do them more regularly on this server, I immediately took off Zoom and I took off video for people who weren't comfortable with the video because I mean, it just came down to trust. Like I know that you're not gonna pre-record your stuff, you know.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it's all learning in it. You got sometimes you got to learn the hard way.
yeah, I mean, when the GBB 20 online happened, I don't know how the lag, like it just wasn't that big of a problem for them. I was impressed because you had like you had to have the two hosts, so like Scott Jackson Mix Effects, then you had the five judges, plus the competitors who were up. So that's like what, 9 different frames going on, plus the audio streaming. and like I don't know how they made it work.
Yeah, is it good? I'm just thinking it like if somehow I'd have got on and just proper blew my moment on like the world stage, that'd been so sad.
So you said that you were actually at Stodola in 2019.
Yeah. So we were gonna go. We used to go kind of skiing as a group, but I had an injury. Other people didn't have holidays. It just didn't happen. And then yeah, I just went by myself. Figured I'd meet people. I was in the hostel as well, which was such a good idea because obviously with it being in Switzerland last year, it was a bit expensive. Whereas in Poland, so much cheaper. The hostel was so good. Like I literally got there, checking in, and Sarah was right there. I mean, I could have said hello, but I mean, you can't understand.
Bro,
And
why
then
didn't you say hello to Sorrow?
he's probably had a lot of people saying hello. I was just like said all right, and then went upstairs, and it's
But you're
just
a
a bit
loop.
weird having it.
But you're a
Just a bit
looper
weird
though.
having a. Yeah, his English is awful, isn't it? he wouldn't have
It's
known what was
actually
going
I
on.
think it's actually gotten a lot better. I mean it's not as good as MB14's, but um I think it's I think he's learned a lot along the way actually. I mean
Yeah.
like
He
typing
will.
I mean like and even his typing on Instagram like when he I mean I think it's got but anyway, yeah. If you can't tell, I the first 6 months of me getting the loop, I just copied Saru.
Not a bad person to copy, is it?
Oh my god, the first
He's
time,
a master of the craft.
yeah, for
I
his
remember
Oras,
go on.
I was gonna say, I spent 2 hours trying to figure out the exact beat scatter slicer pattern, and then
That's my favorite one of his. It's so good. I remember the first time I heard him, I actually thought it was cheating. So it was 2017 wildcard, and I hadn't actually figured out how to do the update. I actually did a wildcard that year randomly.
oh
That I
really
think that's still on
for
YouTube.
GBB
If
loops?
yeah, 2017. Again, it's okay. It's just the beatboxing's a little tame. But I remember I'd not done the updates when I was hearing the sounds he was making. I was like, cheating. Like you must be cheating.
It's rigged, rigged. Question mark ban sorrow.
And
Swing
then
the hammer.
yeah. And then I heard him on stage. I was just like I mean, the first battle I saw was Force and MB14. I was just like, and that's when I bought the machine.
Yeah,
Went
I'm glad
there.
you mentioned the Thorson tutorials. Yeah, that was the first tutorial that I watched. Well, he had two tutorials. I think I still have all the screenshots, just like of like so like what the comp should be -3. Now it's like I just know to go in there like in case there's ever a factory reset. I just know off the bat -3. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, like now you have so many tutorials. Like I started making a bunch, and then and MB14 Swiss started doing all those. Vision Elf, who does the routines. So yeah,
Yeah, I've just really not got around to it, but I've had Vision Elf on my list, my to-do list to watch for ages and just not got around. I'm just such a procrastinator. I'm so lazy. Hence why it took me so long to figure out USB audio, how to figure out this, and this. As I say, it's only since GBB last year where I've actually proper cracked on with the loops. Before, I only used to go on like once a week. Um, Probably hence why I'm only at the level I am now after 4 years.
but the thing is, like, it's not a race. It really isn't a race. I mean, now I mean, it's much easier said than done because you have like these 13 and 14-year-olds that come on and just smack everyone on loop battles.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. I'm on it most days now, but as I say, up to last year, it's probably once a week. It's just I got a lot of other things um going on. Whereas I know for a lot of people, it's like their main main hobby. Um, but yeah, as I say, as I've got more into the community and that, met more people, more money into it. Um, yeah, definitely give it a lot more time now, and I'm enjoying it as well. Obviously, the better music they make, and when you just make something, you drop something, you're like good feeling.
Yeah, I mean it's the 505 or even the 202 is life changing. All right, so um, we're gonna switch these next two questions because you already started talking. You already knocked about half half out of this other question, which was your experience with the UK community, such as UK beatbox. If you've ever done Eastbox, I know you did clips. I know you did Crook. You mentioned Crooks. You want to kind of talk about like your like UK kind of stuff?
Yeah, so as I say, I met the Beatbox International guys in Poland, and it's kind of got as soon as I start making friends with them, started speaking to other people. Then I found out about these battles in Manchester, which isn't really far from where I am. Wasn't really enough loopers. I think there was only 3 or 4, so they were just showcases. It's just good to get on stage to figure out all that. I also entered the solo tournament as well, just because it was gonna be a long day, and I thought I might as well. But yeah, it was just good to get some stage experience, figure out feedback. Bowl, TMY, Frosty were all great help with that. So when it came to next time I was on stage, which was actually Eastbox not that long ago, it was pretty all set up for that. All went pretty smoothly. I went to UK Champs just to go watch in November. Just yeah, chilling with Guru and Jack a lot. But the UK community are really good. They're all really sound, happy to teach, happy to chat. Happy to have a drink. So yeah, really good. When me Clockworks and Guru went to go see Birdie Man as well last year. That was really good. Up in Leeds. That was like the first time I met them. I only spoke to them on Instagram. Then obviously, by the time we were at UK Champs, a couple months later, we were best mates, and then came the Crewruu.
That was gonna be my next thing. If you want to talk about your experience with the Crewruu, what is it, and your experience with them?
So basically, there's 4 of us. Probably we're at the top of our scene, probably the best in the world. I think most would agree. Solo loops. I know we've not done tag team yet, but we're probably the best at that also. We've also got Merck, who I didn't mention, who I first met. He was getting a lift to Eastbox, stayed with us, proper sound guy, really talented solo beatboxer as well. He's just starting out on the loops also. But yeah, we just send each other memes, chat about our day, various stuff, send each other tracks. What do you think of this? Before we send a wild card, and then then they start a clip, which is really good because I like making different things. You were saying about style. I do kind of have a style, like do like I like drum and bass. It's probably the thing I do the most. Try and make music that's hard as opposed to musical. But I really like to mix it up, do different things. As I say, since I've been doing those auditions for The Voice, trying to do stuff more musical, more lead vocals. Yeah, I really like the challenges, doing the different things. If something's a bit hard, I can make some kind of comedy type routine, do something a bit different. It's really good. It's a real good thing to be a part of.
Yeah, that's great that you're so open minded with different styles. If you want to be like me and do some Japanese slow trap or some Italian opera and like turn your grand delay, if you uh, input a grand delay and then vinyl flick it to 70 and it sounds like a vibraphone harp. Anyway, okay,
It's cool.
yeah. Okay, and then you just started kind of mentioning the part of my next question, which was like, what does your like musical future look like? So you mentioned tags. Um, so solo tags. Have you ever considered, for example, have you ever considered loop tags?
I've thought about it. If I were to do one, probably be with Guru. I think Jack would be we'll be all partnered up. But I'd definitely consider doing one with Guru. I mean, we're about 2 hours drive away, so it's not loads, but it's not super short. Possibly thinking about doing tag team for normal beatbox. I've got a mate called Wish, you might have heard of.
Yes.
He also lives in Sheffield. I went to see him. We were considering doing one for last year's UK champs, but I probably wasn't good enough, and we only met up once, and we probably left it a bit late. I was just showing him the loops. He was giving me a few tips for solo because he just got a looper. But maybe consider it depending when UK champs is on this year, and then I mean for whatever GBB wild cards, I guess for next time, I'll speak to Guru. We'll see. We'll see. I think we'll come up with something pretty cool. No harm in doing a wild card, is there? Only going to be good publicity.
So you claim that the Crewruu is one of the best in the world. So are you saying better than like Barry Wom and like all of them, or did I misunderstand you?
Yeah, so not one of the best in the world, but the best in the world. Um, I mean, and you can ask Guru Clockworks Merc, they'll tell you the same. It's pretty undisputed, four votes to none. So it's not a case of if we get the title, it's when. But we'll do 4-way loops. We don't care. We'll do whatever. We'll win.
Okay. All right. Well, then we look forward to seeing you smash all the categories. What about it? So I guess that could apply for like doing wild cards for like GBB worlds like that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Beatbox talks coming up as well. I think I might do one for that. Might maybe try and do one with the Helix. We'll see. We'll see. Got a month or so.
Because especially with the Helix, what do you think? What do you think if Frosty and Balance tagged up and they wanted to battle the Crewruu?
Well, we've been through this. They wouldn't win. They wouldn't stand a chance. They just wouldn't. At the end of the day, if Guru's got the sample pads, it's only going to go one way.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, last two questions I ask everybody. And you can switch them up in whatever order you want. Drop a beat and any last shout outs.
Yeah, shout out to the Crewruu. Obviously, they've been great. If you've not watched any of their interviews with Milz or anybody else, go watch them. They're a good listen. Gears is pretty funny, as you'd expect. Shout out to yourself, Milz. You brought a lot to the community. It's been it's been a pleasure having you. Cheers for having me. And just big up to Beatbox International in the UK scene. Really, Beatbox International just hit 100,000 subscribers as well. So if you haven't already, if you somehow not already with them on it, they post some great videos. And yeah, the UK community in general.
All right. So, if you want to drop a solo or a loop beat, go ahead.
I literally made this one today. I had a couple of us prepared, but I don't know. I just quite like this one. So if you follow my Instagram, you'll see it on there. And also, I've started one called Loop Station Showcase. Go give that a follow. If you want to be on it as well, including yourself, Milz, just message me either on Tonker or on Loop Station Showcase. Just link one already on your Insta, or just send me a video from your gallery, and I'll just put it up. Kind of 30 to 60 seconds, ideally USB quality, and I'll get it up for you. Right. There you go. Did that come out all right?
Jeez. 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 Jeez in chat. Jeez in chat. Jeez in chat. All right.
Perfect.
Excellent.
Excellent. Very good. DJ. DJ. Dictionary.
Oh my god.
Right, that's enough of that. That's enough of that.
All right. So, throughout this interview, you kept saying the name Jack. Do you want to like real quick clarify for those who don't know who Jack is?
Sorry, that's Clockworks. Yeah, I occasionally call Guru Giles, occasionally call Clockworks Jack. And I feel like I've done a lot in these interviews called either of them one and the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, go check out them as well.
And for those who don't know that, excellent, very good. That's what. If you haven't checked out Guru's interview, oh my god. Basically, he takes the chaos pad and there's something called a one shot. Basically. Oh boy. What is it with you Crewruu people? I don't know. Oh boy. Okay, so one last time, this has been Milz from America, and today I got done interviewing
Tonker. Yeah.
Tonker. Are you American now? Tonker. Anyway. Okay. Ash.